We are playing Memento Mori, and it's Sarah's back. So we get initiative already rolled. We kept the initiative and the coins the same as last week. But before we kind of jump in, because, Sarah was out for 2 weeks, as lawyering. Yeah. We've had a lot happen in the last 2 sessions. And in fact, I think the best place to start is with the last thing that Eaglesdov remembers. That's the best place to start. What do you remember last time you played? What happened?
I died. The last thing that happened to me was when we were coming out of the tunnels. I was overcome with smoke, and I died. Yeah. And then I was brought back to life.
Revived, yeah.
Yes, by Chuckles. Revived.
Hello.
Chuckles.
Welcome back to life.
Yes.
Hello. So Eaglesdov came back to life, and then as she's kind of staggering about, like, what happens after that? Because she's clearly in and out of consciousness. What happened after the big explosion? And we should give details so that Sarah can experience kind of what we experienced too.
Well, we were still inside the smoke and lost, trying to find our way through. I'd given Eaglesdov a kiss of life, and then other people started running out of breath, and so it was like this weird circusy type moment of like people falling down and others rushing over and picking them up, and then someone else falling down, and like just barely getting each other through. And we finally made it to a safe enough place and started reviving everyone else, and I believe that's when someone had to use a fate point as well.
It was Hiram, right?
Yeah.
Because unfortunately...
what happened, Hiram? It's your fate point.
Yeah. Do you remember?
No.
Wilson.
I think I just ran out of breath or something.
No, it was Wilson trying to give you the kiss of breath. And
he crushed me.
He critically failed.
He critically failed to revive, so he
Oh
crushed
my
his ribcage.
God.
Yeah. And somehow...
Wait, were you dead already and then he crushed your ribcage?
No, he was trying to revive
He was
me.
dying.
And he rolled a...
And Wilson finished
99 or something like that.
99.
Amazing.
Yeah.
3 times that game. He rolled a 99 actually.
It was a bad start.
That was brutal.
So he was on the verge of death and somehow managed to survive. Things were getting pretty bad. Then what happened?
Well, then after that,
I passed out.
yeah, that was a part of the
Everybody passed out.
cascading pass out.
Smoke inhalation.
Yeah.
If you're not killed by fire, smoke will kill you.
Yep. Because you can't breathe it. I know.
It's like a ticking clock. Everybody's brawn bugs kept going down, and failure. Oh
Yeah.
shit, I'm unconscious.
And, at the right time, a wagon came out of the smoke and offered us a way to get out. So we all hopped onto the wagon, and the wagon took us outside of the city.
That's when we realized that we left Beauregard behind to die.
Yeah. Beauregard's dead.
He didn't make
Lady
the cut.
Aurora is definitely dead.
Oh, yeah.
And they literally fled the city in the back of a wagon. Left Slaughterpine.
Yeah.
Wait. All of Slaughterpine?
Yeah.
How did they get out? I thought you couldn't...
All of the city, but we're still under darkness.
Okay.
Yeah. So
We're in the forest surrounding the city.
Gotcha.
So they took us to the mine.
Which mine? It's not on the map.
Oh, well, then I don't know. I don't remember its name.
It's the pool mining company.
Ah.
The copper mine.
So
Second most, the second of 2 important families in the city, the Pools and the Arbors.
I remember the pool. That's a name that we know. Yeah.
It's because, Sabella used to work for them.
Okay.
yeah, if we pool our memories together, we'll remember it.
It's for Mike. Come on, we gotta give him that.
And so once we arrive there, we essentially are told that things aren't well here either. And
Who tells you that?
what's the name of your friend?
Helga.
Helga.
Helga Brumhandra.
Helga tells us that things aren't very well here either. Doesn't have a whole bunch of support from the company, like the rest of the pool company, except the fact that if they try and stop completely, then they'll get press ganged.
Stop what completely?
Working.
Yeah.
So they kept working, and there was some form of accident in the mines that caused an elevator to fall, or if it didn't fall, at least it couldn't be brought back up, but I'm pretty sure it fell. So they were asking us for help if we could go down there, and Culpepper said, no, I need to talk with my people first. So she went and talked to us, and we decided that yes, we would try, but then Chuckles said, and we also need to tell them to stop mining, because Chuckles is starting to remember more and more about what happened with the human settlers taking over more and more of the forest. And so we went back there. She explained that they can't stop mining because if they stop mining, then they'll either be replaced or they'll be influenced with violence, press ganged to keep going. So the best she could do is slow it down. And
what did Chuckles remember?
Some of the stuff that you told him earlier about
The dreams?
the dreams, and also just that, they kept expanding into the wood. They had only agreed to go so far, and they kept pushing and pushing. And so that was, they basically went against their word. So, when she was like, oh, the best I could do is slow down, Chuckles said, well, I guess the best we can do is save some of them.
Just say what?
Save some of them. The people down below. The people trapped down below.
And then Hiram was like, what are we gonna do when this happens again in a week? Like, fuck this. We'll do it once.
Yeah.
You better give me a day off.
yeah. He wanted to go on a drunken bender first.
Yes.
Yeah. Because he figured, if we go down there, we're not coming back out. And so it eventually turns into a pissing match between Chuckles and Helga. And after a while, they finally get to a point to where they can agree to disagree or whatnot, and they go down below. And
Helga goes with them, to be more specific.
Yeah, Helga helps us get down there, and
you have to rappel because the elevator is broke.
Yeah, and so that was a very perilous set of rappelling, and
then we came to the grim part.
Yeah.
Yeah, they kind of descended down this little map. I have a picture of it. You don't even really see it, but they started up top and they had to descend and pass all these different tunnels until they reached Tunnel F, way down below in the mines. Because the mine is not. It's a mine that's directly down a massive grotto.
I can't remember what Helga said, but basically it was, okay, I'll stay here, you guys go ahead. And
Wilson negotiated for her to go with them, so you wouldn't have to get lost down below.
Yeah. So she is down on this level, but she's staying in the tunnel, the vertical tunnel that's going down.
The elevator shaft.
Yeah.
Okay, so we went off into F and she stayed in the...
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we trust her?
She saved your lives.
She got us out of the city and out of the fire.
Yeah.
Okay.
She's the one that had the wagon that drug us out of there.
Yeah, she's her
And we're friends.
Work friends. You only ever talk about work.
Workplace associates.
We're a family here at Pool Mining Company.
Yeah.
Distant one. But
That means we don't respect your time.
That's correct. It's like work-life balance is on you. No, but to be clear, like so the
family's
pool,
here. Why
so
would
the
you
Pool
go?
Mining Company have been working for Lady Pool since really Slaughterpine broke ground. Lady Pool and the Arbor family founded Slaughterpine 50 years ago, and they had an accord with the Sea Opera, and they pushed too far, and the Sea Opera were scattered in the Lockwood. To your question earlier, right, how far does the darkness extend? No one really knows. They just know it goes beyond the forest.
Okay.
People just report back weird shit in the forest if they go too far out.
It goes underground too.
Really?
Yeah, the darkness. Yeah. It's dark underground.
Yeah.
So you've descended into these really claustrophobic caverns, and
Dad joke.
began to wind your way through a very, very narrow vaulted mining shaft. After descending, you start kind of winding your way through with no more room to spread your elbows than where you're standing right now, and the height about 8 feet at best. And the cavern began to widen and widen and widen, and the cavern was so narrow you had to move one by one through it. And of course, you can hear every once so often you could hear the kind of groaning of wood, the clattering of rock, the sound of creatures down below, bats, that hollow echo sound coming down this deep shaft, the groaning of the old elevator shaft that's now stuck where you're right behind you some number of yards. And as the cavern began to widen, that's when you notice something there. You want to pick up from there? Okay.
Sure. So we get there, and all of a sudden we find what appears to be like a spider web, unfortunately made of intestines,
Oh, God.
with a corpse just kind of hanging in the middle of it that's blocking the entire hallway, to which a bunch of us freaked out completely. I know I'm down a lot from that. And when we saw it, Chuckles kind of commented about these creatures that would do things like this, that would dip their hats in the blood of people. That's one of their traditions.
What was the story you told?
Essentially, that they have a bloodlust, but it is also somewhat tempered by like a lot of pomp tradition, and their fashion is essentially that their caps need to glisten red, and so they always need fresh blood, so they're quite murderous.
Cool.
So we cut down the intestines, vomited a little, and then continued down the hallway some more. To which we found 3 of what we assume are these creatures that were messing with their hats, dipping them into what looked like a gigantic pool of blood. And one of them turned around to actually talk to us, and spoke really to Chuckles for the most part, taunting him somewhat, at which point Sabella just had had enough and charged. So that's where we're at right now.
Yeah. So there was literally no conversation to be had. When the thing came out, it started talking to Sabella and Wilson, and Sabella's like, nope.
What did it say?
Just fresh meat we found. There's a new one. You came down here. Those kinds of things. And like I said, Sabella finally just had enough and ran at him.
Yeah. So the picture I sent earlier, did everybody get the picture I sent by text? That's the red cap that you see on the edge of your vision. And I think that we should probably, start combat, because I mean, what else can you do at this point? So I'm pretty excited about that.
No, wait.
Wait, no!
Yeah, that'll work.
We don't have
Yeah.
Haha,
Those things are
too
pretty creepy
late.
looking.
So
They look like a demented toad from Mario.
Yeah.
a
I'm
little
okay with
bit.
that.
So I think the best thing to do then is we need to kind of show the map. In just one moment. Cue up battle music because that's important.
Reveal the blanket of mystery.
That's right. And we're
The
gonna bring,
Afghan
we'll bring the
mystery.
hold on. We'll bring the camera down to the miniatures. Okay. Lift up gently and bring toward K. Lift, lift, lift. And then move. Yes. We need to remove a couple people. We need to remove Wilson and Lester.
I don't know if we're going to be able to win these people over. We won't be able to give them autograph balls.
That's right.
So I need to put some stalagmites in here.
Why are they numbered?
Height.
Height.
Oh.
Height in yards. Yes.
Oh.
This goes here. I've even made a little mark there. So as you're looking through the cavern, you can, of course, you're standing on tracks where mining carts have been pushed and shoved through over time. And you will have come out this kind of narrow cavern here and come around the corner. So you can see all throughout. Everything you can pretty much see is what your characters see in the light of the lanterns. There are mining carts laden with iron ore. There are carts laden with what you suspect may be the miner's jacks. And then the figures in red, of course, are the red caps around a pool of blood. And that's our current battle map. Yeah. So we know Sabella. Oh, I forgot one. Yes, I did. This goes right here. Actually, sorry, it's right here. So as you kind of look around as you can see in the battle map, in the battlefield, of course we know Sabella is up front, followed by Chuckles, followed by Hiram, and then finally Eaglesdob in the very, very back. Very tight, claustrophobic area, littered with stones and stalagmites and everything else. And oh my gosh, look how close you are to the camera. It's very funny.
Whoa.
So, Sabella, you're first.
Okay. So first thing she's gonna do is she's gonna go ahead and call out some inspiring words to those behind her.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Gonna make an easy leadership.
Leadership is 60, 80.
Quick health check for everybody. Do you know where you're at in the damage and peril condition tracks?
I have so good.
Clothespins.
Unharmed and ignore 2.
That's a success.
Nice. So everyone temporarily adds +1 to damage and peril thresholds.
As well as raising our initiative by 3.
Nice. Okay. Well, it's not going to affect much, save for that Sabella. So you can put the red caps at the very bottom now. That's Nick. He's our initiative person. Nick, please move the red caps at the very, very bottom. Nice, nice, nice.
Huh, that makes them go sooner.
I know. Whoops.
We've got this.
That's so weird.
Well, I think we need to. So we need to actually put them. Actually, we wouldn't move them at all because it's moving everybody up the initiative track. So just leave them back where they were at, and everybody will go, and then they'll go, and then Sabella will go. Right. So put the red caps back where they were on the initiative tracker, please. Thank you. It's a good point. But we didn't start combat on the ladder where it's at. That's where combat begins.
I'm gonna declare my battle buddy,
Who's your battle buddy today?
Chuckles.
Chuckles Dov. So, what happens when you declare a battle buddy?
So once per combat, we both get +10 to defend, and we cannot be flanked.
Nice.
Okay, and then let's see. So that's 1 for me to use inspiring words, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm assuming the mining carts are going to be rough terrain.
So anytime that you try to move over a mining cart, it's going to cost you 2 yards of movement as opposed to 1.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
And if you stop your movement on a mining cart, you are considered prone. I mean, you're on hands and knees.
Could I use warfare to possibly tell if these guys appear to have any ranged weapons?
Yeah, you quickly kind of scan it. Don't worry about rolling anything. You have the lantern.
I do.
And of course, you can see there's kind of a long light cast across the entirety of the cavern, blocked by some of the stone. Actually, this is the wrong place. I'm so sorry. This is actually right here. Because otherwise you can't see. So all the way down, you can see they don't appear to be armed. If anything, they're just kind of hunkered over. Like strange, gruesome, bloody-skinned creatures with these kind of long stocking hats over their shoulder. They're kind of hunkered over.
Okay.
In fact,
Then I'm going to go ahead and move forward.
I sticky tacked you down.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to move to here.
okay.
And that's 1.
Did you account for 2 yards movement over
Yes.
the cart? Okay, cool. Because remember, you can't
I have 9
go.
movement.
You can't go diagonal across corners.
Yeah,
okay?
no, I have 9 movement, so I can get to there.
So that's 2 action points.
And then I am going to go ahead and... Yeah, I'm going to reload for free.
So you had your sword out and lantern out earlier.
Okay, so it's going to take me to switch.
Yeah. You want to spend an action point to switch, or you just want to drop them where you're at?
No, then I won't do that. Then I am just going to take cover. Where I'm
Oh,
at.
smart. Okay. Yeah. So take cover is one action point, I believe. So you could have hunkered down in case they've got anything to throw. Next up is Eaglestaff. Eaglestaff, what do you want to do?
Eaglestaff wants to get close.
How close do you want to move?
What your movement is?
6 plus 3. Probably just 6. 6.
Yeah, it should be just 6. I don't know what that plus 3 is for.
Probably a fancy thing we did another time. Okay, so my movement
That's
is
a temporary bonus, probably for
6.
So you can spend 1 action point to move up to 6 yards, or you can spend more. You can spend 2 action points to move 12. Just remember, whenever you cross over a barrier, such as a mining cart, it costs 2 movement as opposed to 1 yard of movement.
The plus 3 is because I can give you a bonus of plus 3 movement.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but you don't.
Well,
have
anyone
that.
can.
I
Well, it's
don't
his
know.
weapons,
Yeah.
but I gave us the peril and damage threshold and the initiative instead.
Alright. I'm gonna use 2 to get here
Into the mining cart.
into the mining cart.
Okay, go ahead and move your character on top of the mining cart. In that case,
She's tacky.
watch your head on the camera there. By the way, you're outside it.
Doing it
I'll let you know.
again?
Bonk your head. I'll move that though. Next game session. Creeper.
Because that's 2.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna need to take cover there. I got nothing else I can do. I'm not close
Okay.
enough.
Yeah, so just take cover near. Well, unfortunately, you're on higher ground, so you can't really take cover.
I
Unless
can't
you-
get
I guess you
into
could
the
drop
mining
into
cart?
It is laden with iron.
You
so
can hold for a parry or dodge,
do
though.
that there if you want.
yeah.
Okay, so then I shouldn't be on the cart. I should go here and take cover.
Yeah.
That-
I'll give you a mulligan on that. I just want to clarify in the future. We play chess rules with figures,
that's
so once
right,
your
after
hand
you-
is off the figure, that's where you're at.
Right, right.
But you're fine. I'll let you mulligan this if you spend a coin.
No.
No. You mulligan it. Go ahead. I'll give you a mulligan. So yeah, you can move behind there and spend an action point to take cover if you like.
Yes.
I can't put the cult
Take
on.
him.
Sorry.
Cool.
Drop
Okay.
the log in there.
So that's all 3 action points. We move next to Hiram.
Alright, let me see where we are. I'm blue.
Yeah, you're right back here behind Chuckles.
Do I have to go around him?
You go through them.
Okay.
You always go through the same space that a friend is in. You just cannot remember. You cannot move diagonally on the board because of we don't have a big enough table.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay, it's one action point to move that far.
Hmm?
Yeah, you're pretty quick if I recall.
Yep.
You get the best movement in the group.
Yep.
So you kind of get closer, and you can see that these.
Oh, at the beginning of my turn, I was gonna equip my bottle bomb.
Oh, okay. I'll give you that mulligan too.
Okay.
Why are you being nice to us? I feel like things will get bad later.
As you lift the bottle bomb and you look across the way, you realize that the mining carts back here are not loaded with jacks. They're loaded with black powder, used to open up parts of the mines.
Okay. I throw it at that guy.
Okay. What's your range?
Let's see here. Perception
1
bonus.
plus PV, I believe.
7.
7. Okay.
It's within 6.
Yeah. Well, you can throw it. It's going to be hard. You've got stalagmites in front of you.
Okay, I'll take aim.
Okay. So, hard. You just add your plus 10
Okay.
accordingly.
Simple ranged?
It is, yes.
Okay. Alright, 34. Critical failure.
Oh, no!
No.
You throw it and it goes tink. It bounces off the stalactite and back at you and shatters across your chest. As what happens with a bottle bomb when you're struck by it?
Can I use a coin to edit the situation?
But not a critical failure. So, with a critically failed ranged attack, if an ally is within 6 yards, you hit them instead. They cannot dodge it, and you add another 1d6 fury die to damage.
Okay.
You can be your own ally. I think probably it may make more sense to. Well, you can choose. Will it hit you or hit Sabella? Let's choose that. Your choice. Dealer's choice. Right here.
So she can not dodge it at all.
Correct.
Okay.
Crit
What
failure.
are you gonna do?
Alright, I guess I'll take it.
Oh no! So yeah, it bounces back. Go ahead and roll
I
damage.
don't know if you're injured or not, so.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Let you make
How
this.
much is damage? It's fiery, ineffective, throwing, volatile. There's no damage.
Oh, that's right.
But you can catch on fire, right?
Oh boy. I'm gonna verify something real quick. Bottle bomb, fire ineffective, throwing volatile. Okay, so here's how that works. Because it's fiery, the weapon is extinguished. First off, because it's volatile, roll 1d6.
5.
No, it's a 6. I'm gonna spin a coin. As that happens, because it is volatile, it's destroyed, and you suffer 6 fire damage. And as you were struck by the weapon, because it is fiery, you need to succeed a coordination test. And this test will, what was your chance to hit? Hard? So we'll make this routine for you.
Okay, coordination.
To resist with coordination.
Sorry, I'm having a tough time tonight. That's
6
agility.
down.
Routine, you said?
Uh-huh.
If it was hard, wouldn't it be easy?
Easy. Yeah, we'll make it easy.
Okay. Alright. 75. Success.
Okay, good, because that would have been more damage. So you suffered 6 fire damage. Be sure no armor. Armor does help. Only armor doesn't help with falling damage. So, did you move it all?
Nope.
Okay, cool. What's your current damage condition?
Lightly wounded.
What is you? Actually, I'm gonna put rings on you. We'll just do them for enemies.
I'm gonna move away now.
So you've moved, you've taken aim, and you've attacked. You want to
Okay, I'll spend a coin.
to do it? Okay. All right. Take that coin back.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, I'm getting away.
Yep.
Okay. You rush up there, throw your bottle bomb, it bounces back, and you scurry away. Okay. Who's next?
Maybe.
Chuckles.
You okay?
Hope so.
Gonna leave now.
Sean, he's out of here.
And so I'm gonna. You want me to remove this that way?
Oh, sure, yeah. Feel free to move your sticky tack with your finger if you need to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Uh-huh.
and then a second action point.
Yeah.
1, 2, and then I'm gonna take cover
Yeah.
and look at my battle buddy and just nod at her through the
You
wicker
bolt
mask and
You're both hunkered down behind the stalagmites,
Yeah, nothing bad.
shoulder to shoulder.
It's fine.
They don't have metal bombs, so that's good.
It's fine.
Redcap's turn. Okay. So, somebody roll a d6 for me. Okay.
It's a 5, by the way.
You want to turn it into a 6?
I don't know what that does. No. No.
Okay.
I'm good.
No blood hunger for them.
I had a feeling.
Yeah. So the first thing you see is one of them kind of step to the side, and you lose sight of the first one. He was well behind some stalagmite, and his chance to hide is, I tell you, but I rolled a 0-7. So you lose sight of one of them completely. The other one moves. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to re-roll that. Here's a coin for you all.
Thank you.
Let's see if hide, snake to snake. That one, too, you lose sight of. You lose sight of another one as well. You're not really sure where they're at. You know they're somewhere back behind the stalagmites. You just don't know precisely where. And then their leader, who was talking to you earlier, kind of, at first you thought this red cap, this thing, this fey creature was small as it begins to kind of stand up, almost like such, kind of moving its elbows in joints strangely, and as tall as if you all were standing up as you are now sitting down. This is how tall they are compared to you, even the tallest among you, the Siabra, and he opens his fanged mouth, and you can see literally ear to ear these clear, like almost semi-clear, transparent teeth, hundreds of teeth, fangs like the mouth of a gar, just kind of want to open up, and you see the stocking cap kind of begins to drip a bit of blood, and he backs away near the pool of blood, takes his hat, dips it into it. You can see clearly what looks like maybe a pile of, maybe the miners are here. Either way, you can see this kind of pool of black liquid that's clearly blood. He takes his hat off and dips it, and then kind of slings it over his head and begins to drip over his face, over his eyes, and into his teeth. And you ever seen Finn Balor, like from WWE, paints like that mask on his face? It's that creepy. It's kind of grotesque, one could say. So I'll spend a coin for an action point. As I need to roll my Intimidate test for eliciting of hatred. Anyone immune to Intimidate? Oh, I rolled poorly, so I'm gonna spend another coin to re-roll that. There we go. So he has succeeded in his words as weapons using Litany of Hatred, which offsets your inspiring words. So lower your peril and damage condition tracks by -1. Remove the bonus you gave to it before. Your initiative doesn't change at this point. We'll let that stand. I would say in most situations it would cancel it too, but I think in this case we can let it stand. So the red cap's turn is over, moving next to Sabella. So you're hunkered down beneath the stalagmite. You've lost sight of the other red caps. This one is hissing and speaking in strange tongues and goading you all to approach.
Okay. With the quick load,
Yes.
you can only use that with short distances, right?
Good question. If you decide to quick load using load, it costs you 0 AP. It is a special action, of course. But you can, if you quick load for 0 AP, You can only take advantage of the weapon's short distance or are left defenseless until the beginning of your next turn.
Does low cover still kick in if you're defenseless?
So defenseless simply means you can't dodge, parry.
Right.
You can't dodge or parry, or for that matter, resist. You're defenseless. Good question, though. It's not good, as they say. What would you like to do?
Looking at how much black powder is there any way for me to possibly determine how large that explosion would be if I was to set that off?
Well, you suspect it would be a burst template, so it's 6 yards in all directions. You would know that because you have martial ranged.
I do.
You have warfare too, so you would know it would go 6 yards in all directions immediately. I wouldn't use those books; those aren't appropriate. I would use. Sorry, if you're looking for a manga, you'll want to grab it off the shelf over there. You suspect that it would go 6 yards burst all directions. However, you don't exactly know what it would do to this cavern. You imagine that the miners are probably using controlled blasts in order to open up new tunnels.
Okay. And
Which adds an additional layer of danger in here.
Okay, and I can't charge over this terrain, right?
You cannot charge over hard terrain, that's correct. You can't charge, maneuver, or run over it.
Okay, and these stalagmites, can I run over those, or do I have to go around?
You have to go onto the mining carts, unfortunately. They're just a little too high. Were I smart, I would have put the 3-yard blocks underneath them just to kind of illustrate how high they are, but unfortunately I didn't.
Can you climb them? Can you climb that stalagmite?
You can.
What about the tall ones?
But absolutely. Yeah, you can try to climb the tall ones too. In fact, we could just keep in mind that they are.
Use your sticky tack.
Yeah, so you would do something like, I meant to actually do this. I just wanted to make sure that you understood that you can't climb over them.
Okay.
You can climb them, but you cannot climb over them. They're meant to ensure that.
Just trying to figure out my route here.
Yeah, that's why the mining carts kind of go, of course, in that kind of zigzag pattern because they're going down the tracks. They go around all of the ground cover here.
Alright, then...
It's very difficult terrain, one could say.
Let's just fall back and let them come to us. They're setting up some kind of trap back there.
Alright, I'm going to... beginning of the turn, so I'm going to draw my pistol then.
Okay.
Sheath sword, pull pistol.
Got it.
Keep shield. It is a flintlock.
So the lantern is now on the ground, to be clear?
Originally, Wilson had the lantern, so...
That's right. We'll assume he has the lantern. If you wouldn't mind, hand me the lantern figure right behind you. It's right by... Nope. Over. Stop. Straight back. There you go. Yeah, it's a little lantern.
Cute.
Yeah, Wilson had it originally.
Yeah. One could say if you're taking cover behind... If you're taking cover behind the stalagmites, that you can't really see anything in front of you. Because they are tall, of course. What are you thinking you want to do?
I'd like to take a shot.
Okay. It is going to be hard.
Okay, well then I'm going to go ahead and quick load,
Okay.
take aim for 2.
All right.
And
Smart.
fire.
Okay, so it's a hard test. And what's your range on that? Your distance right there?
9.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, you're good. You level the weapon. Boom! You pull the trigger.
Okay.
Blam blam.
6-4 will hit.
Nice.
And
Give me a roll damage.
it's volatile, so if I roll 1s, right, that's...
Volatile means if you crit
Crit
fail,
fail,
it
okay.
could jam or it could explode. Yeah.
Okay.
But it explodes on 1s and 6s.
Can you use that coin?
Yeah, I'm going to use a coin to turn that into a 6.
It's probably smart. Okay.
It really likes 2s.
Oh, man,
So
Use
that's...
another coin?
I mean, I could. You want me to?
Yeah.
Alright, why not? That's 12. 13. 16.
Plus
plus it's agility, right? No, wrong.
Combat.
Just a
Oh. So try to do math.
Sure.
16 plus 8, so 24.
nice. So just a quick reminder. I'm going to give this to you, but you cannot spend more than 1 coin to explode dice.
Oh.
But we're going to let you do it
That's
this
right.
time. That's your mulligan. So how much damage did you do? I'm sorry.
24.
Wow.
Because I rolled a 1, which ones, if anybody didn't know, on gunpowder also brutal.
Boom! You hear this explosion and a sound of a ricochet as the red cap is seriously wounded. With 1 shot, blam! It kind of staggers backward, blood kind of spattering around it.
Put that on your hat.
Am I rolling
On the back of the cavern.
roll injuries?
Yeah, roll.
That's a 6.
Nice! Roll percentiles.
17.
Magic injuries. I love injuries. So I actually, strangely, I didn't bring the printouts for the injuries, which I need to solve, but we'll just go ahead and reference what they are here in the ye old game mastery chapter. You rolled 17?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. I love
3%
injuries.
injury though, right?
Yeah.
Serious, yeah.
Serious. Oh,
Not
okay.
Remember,
serious.
you at any time you may spend a coin to turn a 6-sided die into your advantage, or to someone else's detriment. So as always, that's why I always make you. Whenever I have random d6 rolls, I make you all roll them so you know what they are, because I roll everything else behind the screen. Well, I do feel like you have some control over that aspect at least. So you rolled 17. Well, I'm having difficulty finding this chapter number, and I should know it because, like we haven't played Zweihander for fucking 5 years. Roll percent. Sorry, you rolled 17?
Yes.
Yeah, so you pull the trigger, and you see its knee buckle beneath of it as it reduces its movement and initiative by 3. Which is, good. And it's injured. So Redcap reaches down to its knee, and you can see that it's not red blood, but it's like a bluish green ichor that's kind of like oozing out of its leg where she shot it. Anything else you wish to do?
That's my 3.
Okay. Eaglestop, it's your turn.
Okay.
What do you want to do?
Eaglestop wants to get close.
Close, okay. How close will
right.
you get?
So we've got 1. And you said these are 2. That's gonna be tough. And so I can't go over this.
Correct. Kind of over it.
1, 2, 3. And I can't touch. How close do I have to be to touch them?
Right next to them.
Okay.
So engaged.
All right. So
As you're getting closer, you feel that there is a presence nearby. And you hear this voice say, "Come, my love."
I want to go towards that voice.
Well,
Where's
you
it
know-
coming from?
You know whose voice it is.
Uh-oh. Okay, well, all right, so this is my movement here, so I've used 2 action points for that. I just can't do anything else, so I'm going to have to take cover again.
Okay. You could always move up there and spend a coin to cast. You get an additional action point if you really wanted to use a spell.
None of
always an
my
opportunity.
spells will really cause any damage. I need somebody else to come in after to hit. I can subdue with my spells or enter their body. So I'm gonna have to take cover because I don't have.
Can I say something out of turn?
Yes.
Remember there was 4.
Oh yes,
That's
yes.
all she says.
Okay. So just
Then
take cover? Okay. All right, Sabella. You find that the tight confines of this mine is not necessarily working to anyone's advantage, as the wicked-looking creature is urging you toward it. Continues urging you toward it. Hiram, what will you do?
It's a trap. I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay, smart. If you would just move your initiative counter to the right, so we know that you're going to displace yourself out of initiative. Remember, when you decide to wait, you must act before it equals down. If you don't, you will lose your turn.
Okay.
And you'll just simply go back to where you started. So, we moved next to Chuckles. What are you going to do, Chuckles?
I can't let her be out front, you know that. So
Yep.
he will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7.
Yep.
And then move again, hustle again.
Okay.
1, 2,
Nice.
and then he's going to bank his last action point.
The last action point, hero. Okay. Anything else, Chuckles, at it?
He'll turn to Eagles out and say, "Stay close."
You see, now it's the Red Cap's turn. The leader of the Red Caps, as he's hissing at this point, like some creature from out of The Witcher. The green ichor spilling out of its knee, it reaches toward these growths all along the ground, these little spotted red mushrooms, and scoops up. I don't know. Roll d6 for me, please. Okay.
2.
Oh yeah, he scoops up 2 and as he spends an action. He spends 2 action points to interact as he plucks 2 red cap mushrooms from the ground and imbibes them. And you can see his kind of eyes, almost like you see the pupils of his eyes kind of disappear as they kind of roll back, and you can see his eyes just fill with blood as it appears. He's shaking and trembling from this, as he is now filled with the spirit of the red cap mushrooms, and begins running as fast as it possibly can, charging toward Chuckles.
Yay!
As I will spend a coin. So that's 2 action points, 3, 4 action points, and as it collides into you with my final coin here, it will make it'll make attack. It'll make a melee attack. Its chances to strike are 75. Sorry, yeah, 75. So that is a 27.
Okay, I will attempt to parry.
Okay.
Plus 10%.
Plus 10% for that. Okay.
Your chance is going to be hard.
Hard? Okay. So that'd be 42%. 24 success.
Nice, that's good. You see its kind of vicious hands reach out and try to grab a hold of you. It's almost like, imagine something kind of tearing at your clothing. You're kind of just trying to get away and just pulling and pulling with its kind of visceral looking fingers, and you manage to escape it now without your clothes being shredded.
Yeah.
As it's trying to just kind of pull you closer as you're kind of fighting against it. And the red caps are finished.
Alright, I'll go now.
Okay, go ahead and put your character after the red caps, if you would, please. Thank you.
And I say to myself, well, I'll quit my stiletto at the beginning of my turn, and then I'll say, I need me some of that. And take 3 mushrooms off the wall and eat them.
Okay. Alright, you. Pluck. 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 So, when you imbibe red cap mushrooms, that's 3 corruption.
Mm-hmm.
And you gain +3 to your damage threshold. You two are filled with violence as you imbibe the mushrooms. What will you do now?
How many action points was that?
How many did you pluck?
3.
3. 2 to interact.
Okay.
Add +3 your damage threshold and gain 3 corruption.
Oh, we got a lot of coins.
Yeah.
How am I gonna fit?
You do.
I guess I'll move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
The red cap
7,
mushrooms. They're there for a
8,
reason.
9, 10. I'm gonna spend an action point.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
Gotta rock with you.
9, 10.
You get a figure. You can pick up a rock.
Lift your finger up.
Yeah, you can remove that sticky tag. There you go. So, yeah, whoa! You rush up there. Did you spend a coin to get up there, or just all your action points to engage?
I spent a coin.
1 coin.
Did you charge?
I can't charge through.
Oh, that's
rough
right.
terrain.
That's a good point. Okay.
I can't use another action point, can I?
You absolutely can.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will attack
You
then.
want to spend a coin?
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. Okay. So your test to strike is standard.
Okay. Standard melee.
Mm-hmm.
4. That's a critical success. With a 1.
Nice.
Ooh.
So roll additional 1d6 damage. Nice. What'd you attack with?
Stiletto. It's fast, vicious, and weak.
Nice.
Vicious, you get an extra d6 to injuries, right?
It's injuries.
I'm going to use my skeleton
I'm just making
key ability, providing you can justify it. You can substitute any primary attribute in place of another when making a skill test. So I'm going to use my agility bonus rather than my combat bonus to determine damage.
Why?
Because I came from the darkness, they didn't see me coming.
Love it. Perfect. It's a skeleton he's good for.
Alright, so that's 10 damage.
Nice. Yeah. Well. Seriously wounded? No. More like grievously wounded. Roll 3d6 and add additional d6 for vicious.
Oh.
Yeah.
So 46?
Uh-huh.
Ooh, yikes. There's a 6.
Okay, nice.
I only had to roll 2.
So, roll percentiles.
Okay. Percentiles are 62.
Okay. The stiletto lances its hand, and you could hear the tunk of the other side of the stiletto strike the stalagmite. As you stab it directly through the hands, the hand is now mutilated. And it has to flip has to flip, or no, it's just a mutilated hand. Roll 1d6 and subtract 1.
0.
Well, minimum of 1.
Oh, 1. Okay.
Yeah. So you pinned one of its fingers against the wall, and it kind of rips its hand away, and it's now missing a finger as it subtracts 1 from agility permanently. And it's clearly in pain, and there are going to be consequences should it survive. But it is grievously wounded. It's not dead, but it's still filled with this potent rage. Anything else you want to do, Hiram?
No, I'm good.
Okay. That brings us next to Sabella.
Well, I guess we're all going up here.
So I'm going to pick up the lantern as I holster my flintlock, I guess at that point. Move to here. Is picking up the lantern an action?
Yes. 1 AP.
So that's 1 AP to pick it up. He cannot stay on that space. Just assume I'm in the one next to that guy.
So you're near that stalagmite?
No, I'm next to him.
Yeah, to be clear though, you're next to. So you're. Sorry, let's do a quick check here.
It's just I can't put him there because of.
Oh yeah, I see what you're
the
saying.
AC.
It's exactly where I wanted you.
Yeah, well.
All right, so
Okay, and then.
as you do so, I'm going to spend a coin to interrupt your action.
Okay.
One of the red caps comes around said corner. It's rushing toward you.
Okay.
With its claws. And I missed. Unless I spend this misfortune token to reroll. Let's see what happens. It's a gamble. Hopefully it will do something good for me. 0, 2. It's a hit. You are surprised.
Okay.
It is on Rumble and it's on Rumble Frenzy. Okay, cool. Oh god, explosion. Sorry. 19 damage. As you feel its claws kind of reach into you, trying to pull you toward it.
Okay, I'm moderately.
Okay. So I'm gonna roll. You will roll your d6.
3.
Okay. I only got one coin left, so I'm not going to turn it into an injury. Now you may resume your turn, as one of them was revealed.
Wait, you rolled a 6?
What's that?
You rolled a 6 on your damage?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna use one of our coins to flip it, turn it to a 1.
You can flip it to a 6, but not to anything else.
Yeah, you can.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know what's
Misunderstanding.
interesting? To just for pause for a moment, it's probably a good idea for me to show my rolls. I don't know.
Up to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's your call.
Yeah.
Okay, so then...
So now you can continue your turn, obviously. As
Okay.
one of them is now on you here. But you got the lantern, which is good.
Yeah, I figured us leaving the light was probably not the best idea. So I have the lantern in my hand and my shield. I'm curious, can I punch it with my shield?
Absolutely. It's simple melee or martial melee. It's up to you. What kind of shield do you have, just out of curiosity?
It wouldn't.
Wooden shield. Wooden shield has stats.
It does. And I know it has +1 damage.
Yeah, so anytime that you... So a shield, it has... Your wooden shield has defensive and light. So that's your +10 to parry and +1 damage. Do you want to strike with your shield?
Well, it's either that or, does he have a weapon in hand?
He has
Either of
hands.
them?
They have
It's
hands.
just hands. So I can't disarm, obviously.
You can if you get a lucky injury. Whang! Ah!
We already
I mean,
disfingered.
You did,
Yeah, I was saying
disfinger,
he's
deglove him
disfingered.
already, right? Degloved! With one finger. God, that would hurt.
Okay, then instead, can I do a stunning blow with my shield?
No, you need a talent for that.
Okay.
That's those talents are for.
Okay, then, yeah, I'll just,
You can drop your shield or your lantern and do it.
No. I'm gonna shield slam the leader.
Clonk.
With your, to be clear, with your offhand.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, it's flip to fail, but it is they're surrounded at this point, so it's routine.
Routine with a flip to fail. Is that a simple melee?
Simple or martial, it's up to you. You can choose which skill you want to use on that.
They're the same score.
Yeah. Shields could be used either. They're clarified in the starter kit.
74 is gonna fail, I think. Well, wait. Simple melee. 1, 2, 2, 2. 73, and then you said it was a what? Routine?
Mm-hmm.
83. So yeah, actually it succeeds.
Nice! Roll damage.
I'm assuming it's
combat
1d6. So that's 3 plus 1 because it is a wooden shield, so that's 4 with my combat, right? So 12.
Mm-hmm.
That's the
Nice.
leader.
Okay. 12 damage?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the red cap leader is decimated. We're at decimated, but slain. What happens? What do we see?
So as she comes running across all of the mine carts, dodging past everybody else to get through the line at this point, she dodges as one of them comes out of the shadows and comes at her, and then she drops down and just slams her shield back up into the head of the leader who's currently pinned to the stalagmite.
Chunk. He falls.
Yay!
Thwunk.
Good job.
As the leader is killed. You just hear the sounds of these things amid the darkness. And they all begin to swarm as they begin rushing forward. Sending all of them into a bloody frenzy. You've got the lantern, so we'll just move this here for a moment. And I'll take a high chew because I want to take a high chew. And they focus their ire on Sabella, unsurprisingly, as they can no longer dodge or parry. Sorry, they can't use any reactions. Dodge, parry, resist. They can't do any of that right now. They're in a blood frenzy. Their hunger has not been sated.
Let's go, bitches.
The first one. d6. That's a hit.
Now they're not getting any bonuses from flanking, right?
No, they're not.
Okay.
What's your battle buddy do?
I cannot be flanked, and I get +10 to defense.
Nice. So, tearing with their claws. Oh, it's an explosion. 17 damage.
Can I use a coin to attempt to parry?
You should be able to. Now, y'all flag into play. You can after somebody hits you,
Is when you can stay.
you can attempt. So you can attempt. You say like, yeah.
Oh.
So you can. So you couldn't do it after damage was a roll, unfortunately.
Okay, that's
So,
fine.
Yeah.
Then I'm at Grievous.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
We'll roll 3d6.
17.
Ooh. Roll 3d6 for me, please.
That's 6.
Oh no! Alright, roll percentiles.
33.
Well, it is a pummeling weapon, so it can only do up to serious injuries. As you gain 6 corruption, and you suffer from a fractured larynx.
When is the time that you can use a coin against one of these?
What do you mean?
Okay, you can't use a coin to
You can use...
edit the situation.
So you can't edit the situation to escape an injury or death,
Okay.
but you can spend a fate point to do that.
I've only got the one. We're holding on until I die. All right. So what? So what did that do?
You need to succeed a scrutinize test to speak. I'll give you an injury right now. And it's
Okay.
and 6 corruption, of course.
Someone else has to leave now.
Well, that was just one of the
Yeah, somebody's gonna have to leave.
red caps
Hey.
that are here. I'm just gonna assume that they're just gonna go after everybody. So the next one that's kind of where you're positioned at, Hiram, will strike out as well, and it's Blood Rage. I rolled an 83, which is a miss, but I'm going all in tonight with this misfortune point to re-roll for 20, which hits.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any action points? You want to try to dodge or parry? Spend a coin?
I don't have any action points.
Okay.
Got my own shrooms.
That's right. Explosion. Oh. 7, 8, 9, 10. 14 damage.
Okay. Moderately wounded.
Oh!
Is that Cybacil?
Oh, wait. Yeah, moderately.
Roll d6.
4.
Okay. No coins on my side. I want you to turn it into a 6. And the final one will attack Chuckles.
Yeah.
Chuckles. I'm rolling these really deadly new dice, by the way. These are the dice from Blackbird's, the glass dice. They roll okay. They're not as good as my previous dice, I feel, so far. 45 is a hit.
Okay. You know what? Before you roll damage,
Yes.
I'll take a coin to try and parry.
Okay. That's going to be hard.
Hard. Okay. So that'll be 42 because Battle Buddy.
Oh, nice. Battle buddy.
No, 79 won't do it.
Oh, unfortunately.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Tried.
Well. 5, 10, 17 damage.
17 damage. Okay. I am moderately wounded.
Okay. Roll a d6 chaos die.
4.
Oh, no
Unless
coins,
you-
dude. No coins.
Didn't I give you a coin?
I have a
Yeah.
coin, but I'm gonna
Okay,
save that
you
for a
want-
special occasion.
Alright.
I don't want to
Fine. That's fine for me.
prolong the death. So no injury, which is good. So they've exposed themselves.
Oh god.
So yeah, oh my god, that's right. Ha ha! So these red caps are in literally in their blood hunger, a blind fury. The good thing is they all came out from hiding when you slaughtered their ally, but you imagine their eyes are all kind of filled with this red bloodlust. You don't know what's gonna happen if another one gets killed. Equals Dob, it's your turn.
All right. Okay, so Eaglestav is going to use Psychic Enslavement,
What's the distance?
which the distance is any person I can see.
Which one will you choose?
I will choose this guy right here.
Okay.
So
Before you do that, you're going to cast a spell.
Yes.
So my question to you is, will you... Do you want... Actually, I'll just tell you difficulty rating. It's challenging.
Mm-hmm.
You want to channel some power?
So I have this blood magic,
Yeah.
and so I can, if I use it, I have to sacrifice something innocent.
If you sacrifice something innocent before you cast it, can't resist. Doesn't guarantee your success at casting, however.
My notes say automatically succeeds spell.
I'm sorry, what?
My notes say it automatically succeeds.
So you need to go back and check the rules. That's
Okay,
not correct.
fine.
So blood magic, to clarify, to have somebody automatically fail to resist your spell, you need to sacrifice for a petty or general spell. You need to sacrifice something small, like a beloved animal or a cat. For a lesser spell, which is a lesser magic spell, it needs to be something bigger, not a human. And for greater spells, it needs to be people. Innocent things. So like a dog is what you would need to use blood magic in this case.
Okay.
No dogs to be found. Well, there is a dog.
No,
I didn't bring it down here. How would I have gotten him down the elevator shaft? That's
At
true.
the very beginning of this, at the beginning of our game, I put a child in a jar that I could sacrifice.
Oh, do you want to shatter that now?
I would shatter it, yeah, to use my blood magic and sacrifice the child.
Okay. So you shatter the jar in the ground, and the whatever was inside of it,
Child.
the half-living fetus is dead as you stomp upon its corpse and cast your magic. So your chance to cast is challenging.
Okay.
Still, it's challenging incantation. Unless you want to channel power too, you can do that.
Yeah, let's do that.
How many steps? 1, 2, or 3?
3.
So roll 3d6 chaos dice along with your percentiles.
Okay.
Gain 3 corruption. Oh boy.
Okay, and so what's the deal here if I...
Challenging incantation. You just need percentiles in 3d6.
Yeah, okay.
So you land on,
I mean, it's easy now.
yeah, makes it an easy test.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's now easy. It's an easy incantation.
Incantation. Alright, so that is my willpower. And I just got this fancy little dot here, so that means I can go to 57 now?
Yeah.
Alright, so 57, 67, 77. Yep, succeed. Oh no. I got a 93 and 2 6s.
Coin.
So I'm gonna use a coin to re-roll.
Okay, you just, when you do this, you re-roll all your dice.
Okay.
Or sorry, just your percentiles, my apologies.
Oh, I gotta keep the 2 6s here.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna re-roll this.
Yes.
What's the worst that could happen?
29.
It is the worst can
I
happen.
mean, I got a fable.
Okay, read the effects.
Oh, I don't know if this cat face is a 1 or a 6, to be completely honest with you.
Cat butt's a 6, cat face is a 1.
Okay, it was a 1. Sweet.
It's weird to say that out loud, yeah. But yeah, some bad stuff's gonna happen. If you would, explain to us what the effects of this spell are.
I'd be happy to. Okay, so after successfully casting this spell, you immediately move your spirit into a foe's body and gain control of it. You bend them to your will, forcing them to commit any act you can conceive. You retain your ability to cast magic while in your foe's body, despite taking on their attributes. However, your original body is left helpless for the duration of the spell. And once you slip back into your skin, the foe must resist with a successful resolve test or gain a mutation called Taint of Chaos.
Nice. So we see Eaglesdow's body collapses, and you could physically see her spirit, and now you're inside one of the bodies of these berserkers, of these red caps. However, you did provoke a divine retribution, so roll percentiles.
What am I going for here?
Who
Oh, you
knows?
did. Okay.
You don't.
It's a random table.
14.
That's maybe good. Probably.
Um,
Not bad.
Middle is best.
As bad.
Choose 2 of your friends.
to do nice things to them or mean things?
You
Or
can
do I
choose
just-
yourself. You can choose yourself as one of them if you wish.
You don't know.
But you need to
don't.
choose 2 people.
Just have to choose.
Friends, allies.
Okay.
Who among them will you choose?
Alright, what's your wound level?
I'm at grievously. No, I'm at moderately.
Moderately. Alright, I'm not, so I'll choose me, and then I'll choose you. It's fine. I think
You have provoked divine retribution. Your demon is displeased. You just. My love, you made a grave mistake. You hear this tink, crack, crackle sort of sound at your waist. First off, any weapon you have that's not the staff is ruined. Meaning you can't add, you can't roll d6, you can't roll fury dice to damage. That also includes your weapons.
Okay.
Chuckles. As you both suffer from blunted instruments for 3 hours.
Okay.
All weapons.
Okay.
That includes fists. Any weapon you're using is considered to be ruined.
Okay.
So, your spell's cast. What do you want to do? You're in the body of this red cap. You are now controlling it.
Okay, so let me tell you what I want to do here. I am
So
going
is
to.
that 2 AP, right? Cast or channel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is my range of things I can do? I can just be in the body and then act.
Yeah, you can take on its abilities. If you want to attack with it, I can let you roll for it.
Yes, I would like to do that. So I'd like to take control of this.
The one in
little
front
guy's
of
body.
the one in front of Chuckles.
Yes,
Okay.
correct. And then I would like to have his little bloodlust go right for that guy right
Okay.
there.
So he turns about.
Can I make a suggestion or no?
Prefer for you not to.
Okay.
Yeah, unless you're doing it in character.
I have a question.
Actually,
I don't know what the hell she's doing, so
That's
there's no way
true,
in hell
yeah.
I can do it in character.
I have a question first.
Yes.
In order for me to direct my friends to do something, so let's say that I don't attack. I direct my friends to do something.
you do it in character.
My little guy, I'm in the body of this guy.
Yeah. How do you sit down and tell us how you think if you want?
Well-
How would it speak? Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't. All right. So what? I don't know what language that they speak.
Seems to speak your tongue.
Huh.
Seems to speak.
Oh, my
your
tongue.
common
Okay,
yeah.
so that little goat, the little guy, is going to like direct them to follow him right here.
Okay. So you want to move him?
I want to move him, but also convince the other two to come with him.
Okay. So spend a coin if you want to do that.
I would like to do that.
Okay. Well, I need that coin. Yeah, give that to me. Thank you. So it has a move of 11. So you can move your figure back. You can move. This will move back to here. You said to here?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. And it's not their turn yet. But that's okay. They'll move on their next turn. Okay, that's it for you. You're done. Next up, Chuckles Dove. Chuckles. I keep doing that, sorry.
Okay.
Chuckles, what do you want to do?
I'm going to put my weapons away,
Okay.
and then I'm going to pick a rock up off the ground.
As you pick it up, you can feel it start to crumble in your hand as it too is ruined.
Really.
Mhm.
I will go and I will hug this one here to keep it from moving then. I'll
Okay.
move forward
Yeah, there you go.
and I'll move around here and I'll try and drown it in this pool here.
I like that. Yeah, totally fun. We'll treat this like chokehold. Go ahead and make an athletics or a coordination test.
Alright.
Your choice. Dealer's choice.
Fidget thing. Thanks.
We'll go with coordination.
Check routine.
Okay. The 62%. As an 86 won't do it. So I'll use a coin to re-roll it.
Okay. Misfortune for me. 4 on my side.
7.
Nice. So you grab a hold of it. It can't resist because it's in a blood hunger.
Yeah,
So roll your peril, 1d6, 1d10 plus your brawn bonus.
Okay.
You're not using weapons, so it's not suffering from blunted instruments.
Yeah.
It's almost like anything you pick up in hand
Yeah,
suffers from
I
ruin.
was like, how can I get around this? Oh, I'll pick up a rock. And I was like, really? Oh. Yeah. So
Yeah.
1d10 plus brawn bonus is 10.
Nice. All right. Well, you got a hold of it. You got choked. It has moved down the peril threshold track by 1 step.
You can't do anything else because once you start that, you're stuck.
The only thing you can't do is. Sorry, I'm taking a quick note here.
Yeah.
The only thing you can't do is attack actions. Anything else you want? You can use it to parry with, as an example.
Yeah, sure. I'll just bank in
Okay.
case something comes at me.
Yeah.
So, can I go ahead and move this and show it on the map that I'm drowning it in this?
Yeah,
building?
absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please do so.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so-
I like it. It's a good fix.
Make sure your facing is correct.
Yeah, I
was
got
like,
it.
What can I
Yeah,
do?
unfortunately you can't cheese divine retribution.
Yeah. No.
But good line of thinking.
Yep, it's just like
I feel like it makes sense
Wait.
for your character to do that though. Like,
Out of
does,
curiosity,
yeah.
if he
It's a
tries
test.
to beat someone down with the red cap, does it also get broken?
he swings the red cap.
To be clear, anything you hold in your hand is considered to be ruined. Any weapon.
yeah.
So if you use somebody as a weapon, absolutely would be considered. You wouldn't add fury dice to damage.
You ever been so mad that you hit a person with
It's
a
like,
I love that
Yeah.
game so much.
It's
You
like
hit
being
a
forced to
mofo
use
with another
perilous stunts in
mofo.
this situation. So we now move to the red caps, and this one clearly is going to try to escape. Like it's going to try to get out of your grasp, because it is being drowned at this point. That is, I'm not even joking. I cannot make this up. That is a 99.
He drowned himself.
So
extra choky.
it's not only is it not getting away, because when you critically fail to resist, bad stuff happens. In fact, when you crit fail to resist, your defense is until your next turn. So can't really do anything anyway.
You want that hat to be red? It's red. It's red.
As it's drowning, I'll say, you should follow your friend or you're next.
You can see it's kind of drinking. Can't drink fast enough to get out of this pool of blood. The other one, as indicated, is trying to push past Sabella to follow the other red cap. Sabella's kind of got trapped, unless you just want to let it pass by.
No.
Okay, you're not letting it go. You're mine! Okay, so it's going to try to barrel past you. It's going to try to shove you out of the way. Chance is not so high. It's got really shitty strength. And I can't even make this up, and this is why I don't like these dice. I rolled
What?
a 66, a crit fail. So, as it tries to get past you, it literally falls prone on the ground.
What's funny is I was going to take it down this turn anyway, so it did my job.
Yeah. So, because when you crit fail to essentially do a takedown, you in turn fall to the ground and suffer peril. So roll 2d10 and add 2. How much peril it suffers. How peril is this thing? Peril.
9 on the dice.
Plus 2, so 11. Okay, yeah. So that moves one step down the peril condition track. It's in peril. I'm in peril. That's their turn. There's only 2 that are within my control. We move next to Hiram.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
So since it just fell down,
Yeah.
I'm gonna just
We can turn this, of course, if you need to reach it. Always feel free.
Which one am I? Am I this one?
That's you, yeah. You
Okay.
have a little blue guy there.
I'm gonna just jump down and just stab down with my stiletto.
Nice. It's on the ground, so that's good. It's going to be a routine test as
Okay.
you lunge downward with your weapon.
All right.
And remember, when you strike prone foes, if you strike, they suffer an additional 1d6 damage. Oh, yeah.
So melee, 54. 37 is a success.
Nice.
There's a 6. That's 10.
Uh-oh. You're going to load all your coins, let me know.
Plus 5, 18.
18?
Mm-hmm.
It's moderately wounded. Roll a 6 chaos die.
2.
No injuries for this one.
And while I'm down here, I'm just gonna like lay on top of it to pin it down.
So leave to try to pin it to the ground.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll treat this as a takedown. So roll an athletics or coordination test.
Coordination.
Yeah, it's going to be routine because it's on the
Okay.
ground.
Coordination. Make sure I'm not missing something.
You know you want to give me one of the purple ones.
I might eat one.
65.
It's my own
6 is a success.
Nice. Well, it's not going anywhere, and you've got it pinned to the ground.
All right. Well, I've got 1 AP left, I guess. Or I had to move to get to him, so never mind. I'm done.
Okay.
I had to move through
Sabella, you're up next.
Okay.
We know that the one is literally on the ground next to you, right here, moderately wounded. Although, we also know that Hiram's going to line on top of it, fighting against the red cap, trying to keep it on the ground, keeping it from running. Just or
So it's not gonna-
trying to get away.
It's not
Trying
gonna
to-
be really easy then to stab that.
You may hit your friend.
The other one's in a chokehold, right?
Yeah,
So I would also have a chance of hitting him.
yeah. Although a chokehold can be relinquished at any time.
I don't have any heals, so it's not like I can do any first aid on myself. Well, I guess.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take away all your options.
Yeah, I don't have much to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold
Okay.
because I don't want to accidentally hit anybody.
Fair enough. Go ahead and move Sabella to the side. Equals Dob. You were, of course,
Wait,
still.
am I bleeding? Since I'm previously wounded, I don't know if that
You're
carries
wearing
over.
No.
Okay.
You're not bleeding. No.
Right, well, because I know that's a thing in Flames.
It is technically in the starter kit too, but I don't have the injuries in front of me and I don't want to look it up, so you're not bleeding right now.
Okay.
Eagles Dob, what will you do? You're in the body, obviously, of this berserker red cap. What you gonna do?
I want for him to make one of these barrels explode and blow himself up.
Sure you don't want to do that?
Yep.
You have a feeling that if that happens, this entire cavern could collapse on you, them, everyone.
Said what I said.
Okay. Well, there's nothing to spark that with unless you want to rush over and grab Sabella's lantern.
With the pressure, let's say my guy eats a red cap. Would he be able to hit down on it with enough pressure to explode it? It's black powder, right?
It is.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen though. You need something to ignite it with.
Where's the lantern?
Well, it just happens to be,
In my hand.
yeah, in Sabella's hand.
Okay, I'm gonna grab the lantern.
I'm gonna contest you for it.
Oh. So,
She doesn't know. She just knows this red cap came up and tried to
Oh,
grab
that's
the
right.
lantern.
Yeah.
I have no idea you control this thing.
so roll. It makes the sound. What are those called in World of Warcraft? Morlocks.
Murloc.
Morlock.
Yeah, I'm not gonna relinquish it.
Yeah. So you reach out. So you're both gonna make 3 opposed tests. Both of you need to make easy athletics tests. So both of you roll your first test.
17.
Success. Okay.
Okay.
You're actually rolling as this creature.
I say you'd have to roll.
Your
this, not
athletics
you.
test is 70 in this case. Sorry, 60 in this case.
60.
60 or below is what you need.
59.
Okay, it's a success. Both of you roll again. It's best of 3.
Failure.
15.
She yanks it, or the it yanks it out of your hand.
That was best of 3.
Sorry, best of 3. My apologies. Yeah. So
Yeah.
roll again. My apologies. You're
I
right.
mean, I'm still gonna lose. I'm not even close. Nah.
Oh God. Yeah.
I've failed.
Yeah. You
You
succeeded.
still got it though. You got the
yeah.
second time. So.
Oh, okay.
So, you wrestle the lantern as you move over for 1 action point.
Mm-hmm.
You wrestle the lantern for another action point, and you can kind of start to see what's about to happen. You all can get a good feel for what's about to happen. This thing that appears to have human eyes, the same strange eyes that Eaglesdov has got the lantern and turns around and looks directly at the black powder kegs.
Can I edit the situation of the coin?
What would
I
happen?
was about to use my action.
The light goes out in the struggle.
I'll take that.
Oh, that's bad.
The lantern winks out.
This doesn't make me feel good.
And then suddenly,
I'm afraid of the dark.
I was gonna take it down, but
and then
Now
suddenly
I
there
can't see it.
is a pitch black darkness. All falls silent. You hear the sounds of struggle back and forth, the wrestling of flesh and sweat, the scrambling of stone and movement. Hiram, what is your fear of the dark? What happens when you're in fear of the dark?
-3 movement, -3 initiative.
So it's not really going to impact much, but go ahead and move yourself below Eaglesdov. You won't take your turn again, of course, because that's going to give you 2 turns in a round.
Right.
But just move yourself down.
I guess
there.
wait. Do I lose my? I lost my.
Yeah, everyone's kind of discombobulated. It's like when the light winks out in the darkness and you're not really sure what's going on, you kind of have to collect yourself.
Well, I had my saved action, but I lose it, right?
Everybody reroll initiative.
That works.
Yeah. Right?
Oh.
We don't know what's happening. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going to happen next.
Do we keep the +3 or no?
Probably not at this point. So yeah,
I mean,
don't
it
want to
didn't really
finish anymore.
affect much anyways.
But regardless, wherever we start, it will start once again with Sabella.
Well, 19. So it probably
Give
starts
Sabella 19.
anyway. Yeah, cut.
I think this is a good way to treat it.
Equals down.
15.
Okay. And Chuckles.
10.
Red caps.
Okay, it's 7 plus 10, 17. It's completely dark.
Pretty sure I go before you. Equals down. What's your perception bonus?
Let me see. Perception Deception bonus is 5.
Mine's 6.
You can hear the sounds of the mines all around you. Sabella, it's dark. The light's been extinguished. You were wrestling with the lantern as the red cap stole it away.
I have a torch in my pack. Can I pull that out and attempt to light that?
Yeah, you'll take 2 action points to interact.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright.
As this happens, as you prepare to ignite the new light, we're going to roll again for surprise. Roll a 1d10. If yours lands on the face, and if yours lands on 10, you get surprise. If mine lands on 10, I get surprise. Roll a 6. You don't roll. This is no surprise. So well.
9 though.
So
Close.
she leans down and ignites the torch, and then there was a light. And you need both hands to do this. So shields on the ground, packs on the ground. You get the torch lit, and as you lift it up, there is light once again.
The one that stole my lantern, is it still next to me then?
Yes.
Okay, I am going to draw my sword for 1 AP. I'm going to. Do we have any coins left? We have no coins left.
We have a coin.
One coin.
I'm going to attack it with the coin.
Okay. So strike this one here in front of you. Okay. As you do that, I will take a hide shoe in exchange. Every time you use a coin, I'm taking a hide shoe.
Whatever.
You know.
Martial melee.
Routine. Torch in one hand, sword in the other, slash.
83 on the dot, I hit it.
Nice, roll damage.
Uh, 11.
Oh,
What did I roll this week?
only lightly wounded. You feel every sting of the blow, Eaglestaff. The sword draws deep.
I still have an action point
It's not your turn.
from my turn that I was.
Oh yeah, everything got rearranged whenever it got dark.
Oh.
We just
okay.
reset initiative. Yeah, when it went dark, we restarted initiative. We re-rolled everything, so everything got wiped. What else would happen in the dark? It's a fitting turn of events.
Okay. And that's all I got.
Okay. So now it's the red cap's turn. The ones that are not controlled by Sabella, of course.
You mean equals stuff?
Eaglestaff, rather. So the one that is
Shit.
slowly being drowned is going to try to get up. But it can't resist because under bloodlust. So it can't go anywhere. The other one that is pinned underneath
Also can't.
Hiram
resist, right?
can't get up from being restrained because it is under bloodlust. They're just kind of thrashing and throwing their arms, trying to escape and get out of here, but they can't. They're so filled with bloody rage, there's nothing they can do. Hiram, it's your turn.
So if I try to attack it at this point, it'll get out of. I'll have to release my hold, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I think in this case, I actually think it makes sense for us to draw this combat to a close in a narrative way, because you have essentially conquered the red caps. There's no escape for them. I think it makes sense for us to kind of bring it to a close. How should we bring it to a close? If we were watching this if this was a movie or if it was a novel, like, how do we think this would end?
I think the camera kind of pans away as there's a bunch of stabbing sounds and like squishy blood noises. Basically, it's just so gruesome. I don't like. It just feels bad, like butchering these things in a way, almost. Like, even though they were hideous things, we're just putting them down.
Yeah.
At this point.
I would like Eaglestaff to realize the gravity of what she had planned to do and make the creature kill itself.
So what would we see? Like maybe tear out its own throat?
I mean, that would be pretty cool, but I have a better idea, I think. I would like for Eaglestaff to take the little fangs from the guy, rip open his stomach, and take out his intestines, like the guy that we saw on our way in, and hang himself with his intestines.
Gross.
I
What do we see with the red cap that Chuckles has a hold of?
Chuckles will allow its ear to come back up from the pool of blood as he says, "It's okay. Your hat will never be dry." He proceeds to drown.
Okay.
Once he finishes that, I'm gonna find. Well, Sabella's gonna find a bunch of sand that happens to be in a minecart, and then kick it into the blood thing so that they don't have any blood left if there is any more of them.
Okay. That's smart. Okay. That's good. I'll take a parting shot here of
And then
a fun
sit
battle.
down for a second because she hurt.
So the darkness kind of, so the fight kind of draws to a close, as you are panting and heaving and your torch is sputtering, and you've brought the creatures low, as they have been defeated. You can once again hear the groaning of the mine. All falls silent, except for the flickering of your torch and the heavy panting of your breaths.
Sure, we all look really creepy right now. We're all covered
in blood. Yeah, it's pretty gruesome. Pretty gruesome sight overall.
Hiram's eyes are like completely like dilated.
I'll go over to Eaglestav's body and check for pulse.
Yeah, her eyes begin to slowly flutter as she returns from whence she came.
You okay?
Yeah, I just passed out.
No, you didn't. And I'll place a bloody hand on your shoulder, which is very odd for Chuckles because he normally doesn't make any contact at all with you. But he places a hand on your shoulder. No, you didn't. It's okay. Because we saw her soul go into it, right?
You saw something move
Yeah,
from her
yeah.
into the creature.
Yeah.
Maybe only
Okay.
you saw it.
Yeah,
You don't
okay.
know. You don't know who else saw it, but you definitely saw it.
Sabella might have seen it. She had no idea what the hell that meant.
Yeah. Yeah, it seems like Chuckles is not bothered by that at all. And, yeah, he goes over to,
Can't forget about this.
Sabella.
Your reward.
Yeah. Goes over to Sabella and says, "You're okay?" "No, you're not."
She just looks at him. She doesn't say anything because she can't. And she just looks at him.
So she's straining to speak.
And he's gonna see what can be done here. But pretty soon this is a serious injury is treat injury still.
That's right.
So that doesn't need to do surgery.
No, you just need a bandage and some time, and surgical tools and some time.
I can try to look at you now, or we can wait till we get in a better place.
Will my mandrake root help?
If we know no more fight, I recommend better place. But if we think it's gonna go on,
She reaches into her pouch and pulls out a laudanum and just chucks it.
Yeah. To be clear, mandrake root, it raises your peril threshold for 3 hours. You can take one dose.
Yeah. Laudanum, however, will move me up to the
Your, by the way, your red cap mushrooms, Hiram, will last for 9 hours.
well, unless something changed, it won't move you up because you're suffering from an injury and it hasn't been treated yet.
Oh, that's right. So
Yep.
I can't do anything.
You
Can
see
I
the
do
laudanum.
tincture and then laudanum? No.
Tincture will allow you to
Ignore.
will allow you to ignore the temporary effects of your injury, so you could speak, but you cannot be healed.
Okay. Well then, yeah, so she'd go to look at the laudanum, and I'm assuming he'd probably be like, "That's not gonna do anything," so she'd just stop.
want to take your tincture? You can see this big, kind of massive black-blue bruise across her
Yeah, I'll
throat.
take a tincture.
Yeah. Her grievous injury is fractured larynx, so her voice is a croak. So be sure to gain 1 corruption for imbibing tincture, because you ignore the effects of your injury.
Fate point, who needs those?
Yeah, remember, you can spend fate points to ignore injury or death. You cannot edit the situation to get out of a critical failure. Here's a reminder.
I don't know that I'm gonna have the ability to really go much further.
Well, I'm pretty sure. Well,
You think that's it down here? You think that's what killed all these miners? Because I don't. Not 4 guys taking out all of these people. There has to be more.
It doesn't matter. We gotta get you out of here.
The unfortunate part is, as you kind of look around trying to find Helga, there's no way up unless you get the jacks so you can free the elevator. Otherwise, you're climbing up rope.
you want me to look at you now?
It's the best we've got.
One could say you're trapped down here until you achieve what you came to find, because you did descend at least 80 foot by rope down the shaft. There's no way up until that elevator gets free. You know that Helga's waiting at where you came in through Tunnel F, waiting for you to bring the jacks back.
Stitch
You
me
can
up and
see you see tracks running along the floor.
stitch me up and we keep going.
All right. I'll
Treat injury.
Yep. Go ahead and treat injury.
So, you just need a bandage and spend 10 minutes. You just have 1 injury, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be a routine heal test.
While they're working on that, I'm going to be harvesting mushrooms.
You may want to tell Helga what happened. Because it's going to take me a little bit to...
We'll get there.
Okay.
I'm busy.
Very important business, I know. As you can see, Willis has already started.
Yeah, Wilson's over there.
He
with
was
a-
very excited.
He's got
He
a
was.
bucket.
Yeah, he
so,
said I knew he was going to get
routine
some.
heal.
He's got his little sun hat on,
58.
walking through the garden.
That's a 78.
Yeah, please don't kill me.
I'll take that coin.
There's no time to rush. There's no time to take your time, right? You remember that.
87. No, can't do it twice.
Oh, unfortunately. Wait, that is a grievous injury.
It's just a failure, though.
No, hers
was
is
serious.
Oh, is it serious? Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got
was
the
here.
injury
It's
on
oh, shit.
serious. I didn't get
Okay.
the injury on grievous.
Yeah, for now, you're just gonna continue to suffer.
Yeah, if it was grievous, I would have even tried.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was saying, no, I got it. I'm on grievous, but I got the injury from
Yeah.
the serious.
You apply unguents and you wrap her throat where she was hit. You know, to apply just a pseudo bandage. So be sure to mark a bandage off.
Yeah, I did.
But not even the unguents and bandage seem to really restore you. It even gives you a tasty cherry lozenge to suck on. But the lozenge does little to alleviate the intense pain you feel in the back of your throat. I can describe what this is like because I almost choked to death downstairs.
Yeah.
For this 2 sessions ago. It's like, that shit hurts. It's hard to breathe, it's hard to speak, but fortunately you're on tincture, so you can kind of ignore that. So the tincture will open, I can tell you from experience, it will open up the airway so you can breathe and you can speak. It still hurts, but
Did you take a tincture?
no, they gave me some sort of liquid that actually that rapidly reduces swelling.
So tincture.
Yeah, basically.
In this case, yeah. In this case, yeah. It's only
Magical ibuprofen.
You're going to take a
No.
look at Hiram next.
How you looking, Hiram?
He's like huddled in the fleeting shadows, like scrabbling around for these mushrooms.
Hold still for a moment.
I'm fine. I'm
No,
fine.
I'm not. I'm not
As he
going-
as he turns towards the torch, and his eyes are just like.
Yeah. Just hang on. Just let me see you.
I'm gonna relight the lamp. And
Okay.
Extinguish my torch.
Yeah, the cavern begins to fill once again with light. On your lantern, by the way, the lamp. Well, you shouldn't use the lamp oil down here because Helga supplied that, so don't worry about marking any oil off at all. So, where are you at on the damage condition track?
Moderately wounded.
Okay, routine heal test. Spend advantage.
I'll erase that. So routine will be 58. 57 success.
Nice. So
Can't
you
do it
move.
now.
What's your intelligence bonus?
Cut it close.
7.
Okay, so you move 2 steps up the damage condition track.
Okay.
Yeah, anytime. By the way, I'm going to print out the new starter kit for all of you so you have it. We'll be referencing that from here on out, with the exception of stuff that's actually not included, like some intermediate tier stuff and advanced tier, but we'll be using that moving forward. It'll get some rules clarification. It's like it's an 80-page book. It'll be perfect for y'all. Nonetheless, you need to study it, and then you're going to be tested on it, Sarah.
It's law school all over again.
All right. God damn it.
Zweihander law.
Yeah, then you'll be a
Zweihander.
rules lawyer.
Yeah, you're a rules lawyer. That's right. Actually, Dan, it says this right here in chapter 3, combat and healing. That So, some time is passing as you're collecting yourselves. You manage to calm down, and you feel better, a little better. Heart rate's still a little high. You still feel your blood quickening, but you can feel how just, even despite the fact that this massive cavern here is clearly like a nexus of where different rail tracks come together, and you can see a number of switches along the ground to switch between tracks. This is clearly where a lot of the mining carts were joined together from other deeper caverns. And as you saw, there are clearly mining carts amid the middle of this cavern that were laden with iron ore and copper. Of course, you can see the gunpowder kegs too that are sealed tight. What do you all want to do?
So are any of these carts have the jacks in them?
I'm glad you asked, because in fact they do. Underneath the gunpowder barrels are these huge iron pneumatics that are too heavy to carry on your own. You can never carry these on your own. They're far too heavy. And you can see that there are 3, in fact, in the 3 carts with the gunpowder, what you need to get the elevator free.
Sure is a good thing them things didn't get over here with them lanterns.
Yeah, it's a good thing they didn't make it.
As he starts to push the cart up the track.
Well, I'm glad that you said that, because you notice as you begin to kind of push the carts together, there is literally a train of carts. And in fact, if you were to push these through here, there is what miners are typically called the hump. And the hump is where the carts go on top of something, and when you get into the narrow causeways, they drop down. You seem to recall finding, when you first entered this cavern, some sort of apparatus that would stop the mining carts from collapsing over. But you also know that the elevator shaft and the elevator platform was cockeyed in the elevator. So you imagine if you were to push these carts over the hump, they would go at a extraordinarily fast speed, and there's no telling what could happen. You could kill Helga. They could go plummeting, and they could go plummeting into the darkness.
Anyway.
Oh, I thought the when you described it last time, I thought the elevator was pointed the other direction, tilted the other way.
It's tilted regardless.
Yeah.
And you don't know what's going to happen if you shove. You know, I mean, these mine carts are probably 300 pounds each, and you've got these massive jacks. You have no idea what could happen if you shove them down there.
Well, I guess we just give Helga a holler and see if she can figure the situation out, because I can't make heads or tails of it. I'm not a miner.
No, I'm not either. But I'm gonna look around real quick, and I'm gonna see if there's any bodies of people here that it looks like, you know, they would be somewhat recent. You know, because we originally came down here to also look for people.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Well, it's clear that the Redcaps, wherever they came from, have thoroughly eviscerated whoever was here. Literally torn to ribbons, their bodies suspended in the stone, plucked clean of flesh and blood and innards. Like there's if you recall, there's that scene in Ravenous where they find the bodies, the cadavers, kind of like that.
Yeah.
Kind of grotesque.
The body that was hung earlier, was that one recognizable?
No. One could say even that by seeing these bodies in such array that it could be stress-inducing unless you have indifference.
No, I don't have that.
Okay. So rule a routine resolve test.
Routine resolve.
Yeah.
Can at least be
7.
guessed how many bodies?
No, I fail.
Okay. Well, you gain 3 corruption, and you suffer 3 mental peril.
Okay.
You can feel your heart begin to race once again. Stress. What were you going to ask? I'm sorry.
I was just saying, can we at least tell how many bodies there was total?
It appears that there are 3 to be found here.
As I'm stressed out, I'll stop using my voice and I'll start talking to Eagle Stop with just still sign. I'll say, you know, these were once considered to be our enemies, these Fae.
Why were they your enemies?
Not sure the why, but that's just what the folklore was. That's what the stories were told to me in folklore, and that's how I had learned about their strange customs. These prodigiously sized red caps.
Are they still your enemies?
Well, no, they're not, because they're dead. But we once talked about how you wanted to try the heart of someone. And as I'd said before, you only eat the hearts of your enemies.
Well, any enemy of yours is an enemy of mine.
So I cautioned you against trying something's hard, but in this case, that would be okay.
Eaglestop would like to approach one of the dead bodies and rip its heart out and take a bite.
I mean, you strewed one up by its intestines. You'd think the heart wouldn't be too hard to get to.
No. Not the people.
No, she strewed up the
okay.
one by its intestines.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So what end are you trying to achieve here, Eaglestop?
You know, Eaglestop saw Lady Harkness.
Lady
She
Harker.
was the one who, Lady Harker. You know, she saw the life that she was living in the darkness. She seemed to be having just a great time. She was having parties at her house. She had servants. She had money. And the only thing that Eaglestop can think is, well, she ate people. So
So maybe eating the raw
maybe
flesh
eating the raw heart of
of a
somebody
creature?
would make me just as good as Lady Harker.
Is there any ritual to this act, or is it just going to be brutal act that we would see?
It's just going to be a brutal act because Eaglestop doesn't know how to eat people. She did not watch the preparation.
Yeah. What's your aspect alignment?
Aspect?
Sorry, your order alignment.
Yeah, what was changed?
Treachery.
this doesn't feel like it's really in line with your demon at all, in fact. So you're going to gain corruption for this. It's not the words or the thoughts, it's the actions that gain corruption. I think you're going to gain 3 corruption for this. Not only that, there is nothing restorative to be found in this act. In fact, with the first bite and the visceral taste between your teeth, you immediately begin gagging and throwing up over this corpse. Just as it pumps, the heart once pumped with a foul green-black ichor, a bile almost, and it tastes of puke and toss-up and everything else. It is not pleasant at all. In fact, if you want to try to keep this thing down, you're going to need to roll a skill test. Do you want to try to keep this thing down? You want to try to imbibe the heart?
Yeah.
Okay. You need to make a hard toughness test.
Okay.
And Chocolates isn't going to be a hypocrite. He's going to do it too.
Oh.
Yeah. He's going to do it too.
We're out here eating hearts.
Yeah.
You said how much? What?
One moment, Adam.
Yeah.
Hard toughness test.
Higher terms of Sabella.
22.
I told you. We'd come off different.
Fail.
Yeah, you cannot imbibe the heart. You don't have the. In fact, you don't have. Not only do you not have the stomach for it, you don't have the heart for the act, as you cannot summon enough spirit or intestinal fortitude to eat the heart. But as the Seabran lifts his masks, he proceeds to eat the heart of the Fae that was once his enemy, and you find that the taste is. Well, it is ritualistic and it's not great, but it is an act of the Seabra.
Sabella's just sitting on a stalagmite
What
looking
the
at
fuck
everyone.
is happening?
Yeah, as you see.
You two ripping them apart to grab out hearts to eat, and then there's Hiram over here high as fuck looking like Golem pulling all the fucking mushrooms he can find off the wall and stuffing them into his pockets.
What's the sound that it makes in Darkest Dungeon? Whatever somebody is like.
Yeah.
But she's just staring at everything going on.
And
Slowly feeling like she's dying and she can't talk. She's just
yeah,
like...
as he's eating it, he says to her, like, prodigious size is not alone of value, unless, of course, inordinate exsanguination be considered a virtue. But he says all this in still sign because his vocabulary normally isn't that great.
To see the Seabran do this action, it is unusual and alarming, but the sheer brutality that Eaglesdov employs in then not having the stomach or the intestinal fortitude to finish the act is not. Maybe it makes you feel pity for her. Maybe it makes you see her for who she really is. Either way, Eaglesdov, this is not happening for you today, as you suffer a peril, a physical peril. No movement.
No movement.
So, an hour passes.
Has Sabella seen people ever move these minecarts?
Oh yeah.
While everybody else is doing this,
Yeah,
she's trying
you
to
can-
figure out how to actually do
You can
something
easily
really
eating harder.
So there's a couple of considerations here. Is that most mine carts are not pushed; they are drawn by mules and oxen. You saw mules and oxen up above. You strongly suspect that either one, you're going to have to pull all these carts off the track manually, or two, carry the jacks back, which you suspect are even heavier than the carts. You'll need the carts. You'll need to remove all the carts off the track. If you need, you can truck these 3 carts back, but they are going to go down that big hump, and and they're going to go rattling down the cavern.
Mules and oxen aren't very good at climbing.
Not robes, at least.
There's plenty of rope and supplies, though. Helga has not arrived. You're not called for quite yet, as this vicious act has, well, you can start your band. He's being whittled away bit by bit.
Let's go speak with Helga, see what she thinks we should do.
Yeah, that's.
So two
Yeah.
of you perhaps are doing that while this act is happening, you think? Do you think your characters witnessed this? Is it possible you may have been with Helga when this happened?
I think so. I think it makes sense. It makes sense narratively that
Yeah.
I don't
they
think
would seize
Sabella
the
would want to.
situation.
Well, Sabella wouldn't want to break the party apart, especially. I mean, she knows she's on the brink of death, so like,
Yeah.
she knows that if she breaks the party apart and there happens to be one red cap, there's a good chance she's dead.
Yeah.
So I don't think she'd want to break the party.
You wouldn't feel safe with Hiram escorting you?
No. Not with him high as fucking
And-
only caring about the red caps and
and-
he's ripping off the wall. No, she
And
wouldn't.
Wilson?
Wilson, somewhat a little bit more, but he's probably also sitting there like combing the
Yeah,
red
so we can
caps off the
assume
wall.
that then your characters probably witnessed this
Okay.
naked
Yeah.
act of brutality. In the case of Eaglestone,
I mean, it's kind of brutal for both of them, but the Eaglesdorf one is probably more so because she's just vomiting it as she's trying to eat it, and that's just confusing.
Bar, bar.
Yeah.
She's awful crying.
It's not the Daenerys.
She's
It's not the
drunk
actress
girlfriend
who played
McDonald's.
Daenerys eating a gummy bear heart. It's great.
Yeah. So she would not have broken up the party, and then she looks at this and then debates why she didn't. And then she goes,
I'm gonna go talk to Helga. I don't. You know what, you guys do what the fuck ever. I don't even. Nope.
and she just like she just turns around with the lantern and goes walking back towards Helga at this point.
We're the good guys. So you go limping back.
We the baddies.
You're still grievously wounded, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you.
I'm
go by
still
yourself?
injured.
Oh,
She's like Wilson.
Lester Wilson, just fucking go.
you.
Don't leave the light. Don't leave me in the dark with them.
She doesn't look back to see if any of the other three are following because she has no fucking clue right now.
You wander through the mine shaft alone in the darkness with your lantern, and you begin to see a light. This is just her, of course. You see a light from around the corner. You can see the dark flint-skinned woman Helga. She has the lanterns ready. She's pulled in the ropes that you could have rappelled down from inside. She's tied them off with stakes. She's at the end of the tracks and she's kind of, her back is to the slanted elevator shaft that she's kind of been looking at, and she has several papers unfurled, like she's been planning how they're going to get this loose once they have the jacks. And she looks toward you and says, "What's happened to the others? Are they still alive?"
You didn't hear the ruckus from down there?
Nay, these caves are dark and long and deep.
Your friends are dead. We're almost dead.
How many did you find? She says. How many survivors?
You don't want to know that, Helga. They're not alive. We need to know how to get the jacks back, and I don't know how to push it to get here.
Is it safe to approach? She asks.
There's not shit safe in these places. But what was here is dead now.
We have no choice then. Alright. You see it, her hand is trembling. She picks up a miner's axe and puts it over her shoulder, but she's clearly, like, scared.
Helga, I forgot
She's
to
looking-
warn you. I hope you don't have a weak stomach, and I assume from being in the mines you don't. But they're torn to pieces.
I've seen my share of accidents, she says, as she's
Yeah.
walking through the caves.
Stop for a moment. They are ripped to shreds. They're pieces are everywhere of them. They're strewn across like some twisted fucking weaver decided to make a sweater out of your friends. They are ripped to shreds. You need to know that before you see it.
She takes a moment to steel herself and kind of, you hear this hard swallow in her throat. You try to swallow in time, but cannot. I think, okay, she says, kind of resolute and kind of resigned to what she's going to see. And after about a half hour, Sabella and Hiram and a woman who you recognize who had drug you out of the smoking remains of the Society Veil, this skin flint looking at this woman who's got her skin is the color of like flintstone gray, almost like she would melt into the stone down here because she's so covered in dirt as you all had descended down. This kind of powerfully muscled woman with a name Jory tattooed on her forearm as her sleeves are rolled up, with an undercut, kind of a bush-looking haircut, and she looks across the cavern and she kind of squints her eyes like like smoke was stinging them, but it's really just about disbelief and trying to take in the surrounding of what's happened. My gods, she says, martyr blessed.
Don't look too close. We have a job to do.
The Jacks, they're probably there. She points, as you've already discovered where they're at.
They are. They're right there. It's just I don't know how to get them there safely to your elevator.
Aye. So let's move these carts off the track, all of you. We need to get these carts off and push these 3 down over the hump. Each cart has a lever on it to keep it from going over. We're going to need to ride the carts down to keep it from tumbling off. We need 3 of you to do it. But we need to get these carts off the track first.
Right.
Let's get to work. All of you. Who will help Helga get the carts off the track? The ones that are in the way. You find yourself having to... Anybody else? Sure. You find yourself having to unload these carts filled with iron and copper, which is not easy. And then getting these kind of 6 carts that are trained together off, so you can push the 3 carts you need past through the cavern near the hump. So all of you need to make routine athletics tests.
I'm gonna have to put a point in athletics, man. We're using this so much.
This is an action that's going to help. Do your drawback count here?
Kindness and honesty? I don't think so.
I'm good.
Okay.
Can I take my time on this?
Yeah. I'm assuming you're taking your time.
Okay, well, because I get a +10 to
Oh, nice.
extended
Yeah,
tests.
yeah, please, by all means.
Blood sugar's going low. Just
Odd
need
9.
sugar, I'll be fine. Just
You need some caffeine?
no, not caffeine.
Sugar. He needs carbs and sugar.
And that's what I'm doing.
Popcorn, high
Yeah,
carb.
he's got.
Oh, cool. Good.
Yeah, he's
good.
got.
Okay, good. If you want, just let us know if we need to stop.
Yeah, I will.
Cool. Did you hand me some kettle chips?
That's why I'm like
Yeah,
working high chews now.
it's all good. So who failed?
I did.
Okay. It's pretty arduous work for those who are unaccustomed to it, as you suffer 7 physical peril. But you get the carts off, and then she says, "Okay, now what I need us to do," she says, kind of looking at the 3 carts that remain. These jacks are heavy, and the carts are heavy. You begin pushing them along the track, and you can see right before you came in this cavern, like this hump, and then it just kind of descends down. The tunnel descends down. We don't have anything to stop these mining carts, save for the brake in the cart. And each of these carts with the jacks are so heavy, we need to control each of the carts independently. I'm gonna take the first cart, but I need 2 people to take the other carts. When I tell you to pull the lever, pull the lever. Who's gonna help?
Sabella will jump in one.
One more.
I will.
Chuckles.
Okay. Keep your hand on the lever. Here we go. carts begin to slowly rattle along the tracks as they're going through slowly, and you can hear they kind of stomp and grind here and there, and then they begin to pick up speed. Pull the lever, pull the lever, pull the lever, she says. Okay, he sees that thing begins, the lever is like, it's shaking and shambling. You see sparks flying backwards off the cart as they're kind of grinding to a halt. And it's hard to keep them from grinding to a halt. For her test is going to be super hard. Who's right behind her?
I would assume I would be the last one.
Who's in between?
Just because
Okay.
I probably have less ability.
Okay, go ahead and make a challenging athletics test, toughness test. Make a challenging toughness test for you. Fail 4, unless you crit fail.
What was the difficulty on mine?
Hard toughness.
32.
What?
88.
Oh no.
Well, I failed, but I can reroll, so I'm gonna reroll.
Okay, I'll take a coin.
16.
So
That was Helga.
yeah, it comes to a slow crawl. Hers does. The second one crash hits into it and sends both of those carts off the track. Your cart and Helga's track, as they kind of dump sideways off the track as the jack makes a thump sound in the middle of the dirt and earth. In your case, your cart is careening through, and you find that you make it off it just in time before it comes off the tracks across the elevator shaft, where the big, huge, massive timbers that support the elevator shaft. It goes rolling across, crashes through one of the huge, like, cross timbers, and you hear it crash. You can see it just like 10 feet away in the mining shaft, crash into the wall with sparks, and you hear it just boom. It crashes somewhere far down below as you've lost one of the jacks. Oh shit! Helga comes over and picks you up off the ground. He almost died.
Yeah, but I lived, as you can tell. He looks clearly like disturbed by this. Like he doesn't know what to say.
As you can tell.
Like uncharacteristically, like his eyes are a little eyed. His eyes are a little wide.
My eyes are really iron right now.
I'm having trouble.
You alright, buddy?
speaking. Yeah, I'm okay.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'll be okay. It just takes a while.
I said the sugar has to get through the system.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I've seen this a few times.
Yeah, and it's not really that much to be concerned about. It's just, yeah, we're gonna have trouble thinking. So,
I feel concerned.
But-
You're gonna
So
feel okay?
we'll do this. We'll assume that
It's
Helga
far worse
picks
when it's high.
yeah.
picks
When
him up off
sugar's
the
high, it's
ground.
way worse than that.
Gotcha.
and we're gonna turn the camera toward the three of you. She says, "Oh, we only got 2 jacks." So I said before that. Wait, did you talk to Arngrim when you were? You did speak to Arngrim, didn't you?
Yeah, cantankerous little feller.
What did he say? What did he tell you?
Oh, he mentioned them nasty critters back there. And there's some young girl, lass he was talking about.
Mora.
Yeah. Lost down here.
We've got the jacks. So that means we can at least restore the mine. We can restore the elevator. I think 2 will do it. We'll need a little bit of time, and I'll need your help. But I think we can get the mining elevator unstuck. All right,
What do we gotta do?
just follow my directions. Sometime the screen fades to black as some time will pass as you labor with Helga to fix the jacks where they need to be, and with several hours of effort, eventually the elevator that supports the tracks, the carts, the oxen, the mules, the people, the miners to descend down is once again unstuck. Meaning you can go up and down. You can see this huge chain system, this complex chain and pulley that's connects to the top side of the mine. That's drawn by oxen. When a certain bell is rung, a series of bells that go all the way up, tied to a string to let them know. And then there are heavier bells on another string, which is to descend. And she says, we have to get down to Tunnel G. If any of them, if Moyer is still alive, if the others are still alive, we'll know they'll be in G.
No.
Others.
Listen, we got the elevator situation figured out. Why don't we go back up, bring down a posse of your men, and then we'll comb through the cavern and figure this situation out. Many hands make light work, and I'm damn tired of hauling this shit around.
As I said before, Burrow, Chelsea, Thule, and Harold were all pals with Arngrim. How many bodies did we find in here?
3.
And that means Moira and one of the 4 are still here.
It was pitch black. There could have been more than 3.
I'm not disputing what you're saying. I'm just saying we get some more help.
We gotta get Sabella up back to the earth to get healed. We can't go down another layer. We can come back and do it, but we can't do it right now.
I just want to be clear. There are no animal menders to be found in the pool mining camp. We pleaded for help with Lord Harker. That's why we were there a few nights ago. He had nothing to offer. No help he could give.
I'll go.
We pleaded for warriors to come to help. So you now know the stakes. She's clearly explained the stakes. The question is, this is the critical moment in Mass Effect where you decide, will you go topside to heal, or will you stay down here to complete the job yourself? You know that there will not be anyone to be found above that won't just get in the way of what you need to do. If there are other red caps down below. That's why they appeal to the council after all. So, to be clear, the stakes are either you go down and finish the job, which you could do in your current state, or you go topside and rest. But there's no other help to be found at the camp, and there's no telling what will befall any survivors that may be down in Tunnel G if you wait. Those are the stakes.
Well,
You can speak amongst yourselves. Helga will offer any advice you may need or give you additional details, but this decision must be made by all of you in character. This is not an out-of-character discussion. So the camera turns back to the 4 of you, and Wilson and Long and Lester, who are of 2 different minds on this.
We need to get up to the top so you can rest. You can't go down another floor, and you can't go against these red caps again. We don't know these people on G.
In for a penny, in for a pound, I say. We don't finish this job. We don't leave this job half done.
If there is more red caps, I want to murder them.
And eat them some more.
I don't need to eat them. I ate mine. She didn't finish.
Exactly. All I'm saying is if we go down there, we're signing your death warrant.
My death warrant was signed the day that the lights went out. Are you kidding?
But we go up and rest.
You being the most nihilistic person that happens to be in this group that just wantonly goes after this shit are the one that care about whether I'm gonna die?
Yeah, I care about whether you're gonna die. Sometimes I like to kill other people, but I don't like to kill you.
You are a confusing creature.
She is.
Look, I appreciate the concern for myself and my well-being, but to be honest, I'd have been dead in a fire if Helga hadn't pulled us out. You'd have been dead. He'd have been dead, and most likely at some point, everyone else would have been as well.
Oh, yes.
And we did what Helga asked us to do.
No.
We went to F.
And now she's asking us to do this.
And she's asking more of us.
Yeah.
What, is there
Asked us.
is there an H level too?
She asked us to rescue those that are of her team that are down here. Fixing the elevator was the way back up, but she asked us to save those people, and I cannot, for the life of me, imagine that my life that she saved is somehow less valid than that. Do whatever. If you want to take the elevator up after we go down, fine. But I'm going down.
Well, we saved her too. We saved her too because we found all these things that she needed to get the elevator back up. Without us, she would have died down here with all of us, so.
She was up top.
Debt's paid.
She came down here to help us.
And got stuck down here.
With us.
And then we saved her. Because we got her parts for her elevator to get back up.
We weren't doing it for free. She's paying us.
Here's how it goes at the end of the day, Eaglesdorf. I'm going down. One more level. To assist her to try to find this girl who's probably half of her intestines are strewn across another fucking hallway. But that's where I'm going. And if you have to ride the elevator back up, then you do it.
I don't need to ride the elevator back up. But I'll do one more level. But if there's a level H, I'm out.
Is there?
She turns to Helga.
Where's G the lowest?
She confirms. The lowest parts of the mines is G. Freshly broken. A deep vein of copper runs through it.
If we cannot find Moira in G, we go back up.
We have to. Aye. The fortunate part is G is not nearly as deep as Tunnel F or any of the other tunnels.
Oh, cool. Less places for them to block with intestines. It's lovely.
When Arngrim came back topside, when he said his friends had been missing, I sent him, Bryce, and Xerxes to find the Jacks, and the only person who returned was Arngrim. That means that Thule, Harold, Borough, Chelsea, they're all still messing along with Moira. Arngrim, when he came back, he said that he couldn't find anyone. His friends that came with him were taken. So that must mean that the others are trapped further down in G. There's no other way. Perhaps these beasties we saw, these bloody ghouls, or tried to trap them down below to feed on them later. I don't rightfully know. But G was... She looks toward Chuckles. It was a bridge too far. Lady Poole wanted it, and so we did it over the season. Some of my people in the mining camp, well, they thought the Eternal Night came because we dug too deep.
It's possible. But I can also tell you this. They may want to keep your friends alive for a little bit because they are obsessed with fresh blood.
Once they finish their feeding, what will they have with anyone if it is fresh blood that they seek, these ghouls? There'd be no one else to lower down. To what end? I don't understand. Why would they trap themselves below the elevator if that is truly what has happened?
Well,
What's the use in trying to figure it out? Let's just kill them all and be done with it.
Yeah, all I'm saying is that maybe there's still some alive. And that's what we'll find out.
I must admit, she places her hand upon your shoulder. We found strange artifacts down below. Arngrim said he dropped one on the way out.
Artifacts.
That's why I said you should stop digging. Because I know she's not good.
You
What
have-
treasures do you find below the earth?
Look, listen, Siabra. You've my ironclad promise that if we can discover what has happened to Moira and the others, I will bring this whole operation to an end. I will win my word. She spits into her hand.
I'll look at mine and hold out and spit into mine and hold out my 2 fingers and a thumb at her. And if she'll just hold it out there.
I forswear to you, before the steward, the martyr, and the learner. May the custodian take me if I break this promise.
I hope your word is better than your ancestors.
Oof.
But I believe you.
Damn.
Total savage.
Yeah, by the look of Helga, you imagine that she's probably of the first generation, not born here, but that came here 50 years ago. That means Lady Poole's old, and whoever runs the Arbor family, you don't know. That Lady Poole has been here since the beginning, and Helga said that she came here later on, and Helga is probably in her late 50s. She looks toward your pack where you've stuffed the wooden leg with the sycamore symbol on it. Strangely, Eaglesdov, you find that the staff, another blossom, begins to softly ebb purple.
What do you make of this, Chuckles?
What do I make of what?
My staff has another blossoming purple flower.
I think that you are closer to its purpose.
Alright, I guess we go down to G then.
I think that when its purpose is made, it will blossom fully.
What time did you have to go?
Down we go, and here we shall go. Alright, everybody ready? She rattles a rope with these heavy kind of what look like cowbells on them. Clunk, 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 clunk. You hear them kind of softly echo all the way up the chamber through the darkness. Far, far, far above you, well above the mine shaft, well above this bits of timber and metal that hold this elevator in place, suspended by chains, sturdy, strong, reliable. All the way above, you can see a ring of light. Torchbearers, miners of the Pool Mining Company, 80 feet above, looking straight down at you. One torch drops, and then the chains begin to move as you descend into darkness. And we'll stop here. 100 reward points, everybody.
Sweet.
Yeah. Wish others could have been here tonight, but that's okay. This was fun. Yeah.
Are you better now?
Yeah,
Like I said,
it's pretty quick, and yeah, like it's a weird experience.
yeah, it is.
Because, well, I'll talk more about it off camera. But yeah, I'll tell you more about it.
So 100 reward points. I think that's some corruption tonight.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
What's corruption look like around the table?
3, I should have.
3.
6.
1.
Wow. Yeah. Tonight's corruption roll is 1.
Yay.
That means nothing. I don't know.
Who needs
So it
big
means
points?
you gain
It means you get chaos.
a chaos ray. Yeah.
Oh.
Let's talk about tonight. Let's start. We'll come to you last.
Yeah.
Let's start first with Sabella.
Sabella's just losing her shit at this point. Like, she's completely confused about everybody. She's not typically what you would call good person, if that's what you think. Like, she's really not. She's more actually neutral, but some of the stuff that she's kind of seen has just made her go, what the fuck at this point? You know, she probably didn't envision that they would come down here and, you know, one of the people in her party would get high off of things that he's eating off of the cave walls, and then the other two would try to eat the things that we killed. Like, that probably wasn't really on her plans.
Yeah.
And so she's just, at this point, questioning everybody's motives.
Don't
Like-
waste the kill.
Guess not. No, but I think, you know, like I said, she's not like good or anything like that, but she's like, this is taking a turn.
It's just better.
It's it's interesting is that I think this was mentioned earlier on too with one of your interactions that the river rats. In fact, we're talking about darkness. We're like, where there's darkness, there's opportunity. So all these, the darkness has brought on all these strange. Obviously, it's bringing on. It's pushing people who are kind of on the edge already over the edge, right? The things,
Yeah.
choices they would normally not make, now they're making. Including yourselves, which works out really well.
Yep.
Your characters kind of fall prey to that as well, being in unusual, strange situations.
And she knows that she's somewhat the moral compass of the group, in the fact that she has to at least somewhat kind of guide them towards, maybe not like good or whatever, but what might be the best and benefit them at the end. And like,
Yeah.
she's on the point of dying both ways. Like, she's literally also in her peril threshold as well. So she's just broken right now. So watching everybody go insane, and it's like herding cats.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's yeah. Well, what about yourself? What about for Hiram?
Well, it's kind of like I said last week, where it's continuing to ring true that we will not be coming back the same. We're coming back up different, and it's true for everyone.
Yeah.
We've all kind of hit a low point, so to speak, and near the end of the battle and afterwards, it's like there's these red caps, but how different are we from them? How monsters have we become?
Yeah.
Like, we're eating the mushrooms that they're eating, that we are eating or enjoy, like bathing in the blood like they are. Like, where did these red caps come from? Did they used to be miners? Were they men at one point too? Who knows? But it seems quite spooky in the fact that all these strange things are beneath the earth and in the darkness. I think it's getting to Hiram in a way that he doesn't. He wants everything illuminated. He wants it out in front of him to see what it truly is.
Yeah, that's good. Well, Eaglesdov.
Eaglesdov is just, she's still breaking down, still a slow descent into madness, and her logical reasoning just isn't there. Like, much like how she thought entering the body of someone and then blowing the entire place up would be a good idea. And then, later on, trying to eat the heart in order to gain some kind of power. So she's just not thinking clearly. But she's brought back to reality sometimes with a balance, like when Chuckles brought her back to life, or when she had to face the fact that Sabella might die. And then she comes a little bit more back to reality when things like that happen. But other than that, she's just confused. She just wants things to be normal again.
So it's clear that like she has no moral compass, but is there someone who is perhaps her moral compass?
I mean, she uses Sibella for that, and if Sibella dies, then any part of her that is human is gonna die with her.
So do you think that to some degree, like this thing she told Sibella tonight was like a revelation, at least something that was not maybe outwardly expressed before, but?
Well, yes, Eaglestaff, other than Chuckles, has never really come to the aid of anyone or really cared much about anyone other than herself. So, seeing her strong leader hurt is a realization for her.
We are only mortal. We are all mortal. We will all return once again. Yeah, that's interesting. So what about for Chuckles?
Everything is hunky dory. Everything's fine. He just another day, you know.
London in paradise.
Yeah.
The day in human land.
He's it's like I like the idea of the Seabra having an ancestral memory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it's
talking about genetic memory, like almost to that point, yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like
The older that you get, the more you unlock.
Yeah,
the more you experience.
Yeah, I think it just
more sour you get.
Yeah,
Bitter.
The generational trauma like is almost kind of baked into who they are.
Yeah, and like pretty much what he said to Helga is very true. Like that he's like he hopes that her word is better than her. He said the word ancestors, but he, knowing after what you said, it should have been predecessors.
All makes sense.
Yeah,
all
like
worked.
It's not his language.
Yeah. So.
Keck.
Yeah, he also tried at first to make sure that Eaglestaff was somewhat held safe and kept in check, and now he's like, no, if that's not going to happen, then he's just going to completely continue to help her chase those ends in some other ways. So that's why he was like, yeah, you know how you were trying to eat somebody's heart before? That's not the proper time. Now is the proper time. Now we do it. And so, yeah.
Feeding into Hiram's delusions.
Yeah.
Not delusions, but observations. Realizations.
And I think what may be good about it is like, they wear a mask, and his is a mask of fury. And he wasn't wearing that specific mask. He was wearing like the iron one, and now that he's had this mask on for a while, he's finally tapping back into like a different personality, a different self, and he's tapping back into that furious part. And so he just drowned somebody in some blood, and that's
we're gonna be a bad team.
A little bit of fury, yeah. So,
well, we'll I guess we'll continue next week or the week thereafter, because next week is Thanksgiving. So we'll be back for session 19 then. We'll all be back in town, which is good too. So thank you all for watching. Thank you for listening. Thanks for putting up our clearly R-rated podcast videos or whatever.
Content warnings.
That's right. Content warning. Hope you all have as much fun as we do with this.
I can't say anything after the other campaign that we have recorded. But my character tortured somebody by ripping out their teeth if you don't recall.
Yeah.
So
I'll say this. I shared a short video of last game session about us talking about the description of the miners like being strung across the mines. And of course the miners are also minors, like they're younger, like 15, 16 years old. And I'm just glad that we kind of know our limits, right? We know what's appropriate and what's not, which is good. And I'm appreciative that we have that dialogue. So.
Yeah.
curtain.
Is that a warning for the future?
Oh no! If we want
don't try
to
to bang the kids.
if we want to put it on our list, we can.
I forgot about that. You brought it back.
We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.